We now have a pretty clear idea of what we're going to do and what modules are going to help us. In this section, we're going to build the HTML of the application. In this video, we'll set up plain HTML pages that have no dynamic data. Then we'll be able to click through the forms and see how our application would look. Later on, we'll add some dynamic data to these pages. For now, every time you reload the page, and no matter what you enter into the form, we'll always have the same information. This video isn't about graphic design, though with the help of the Bootstrap library, we'll be able to create a nice looking application. In order to use Bootstrap in our project, we need to make sure to import the CSS files on our stylus.style file. Make sure to download the CSS version of Bootstrap, and you'll want the Bootstrap and Bootstrap-theme files in your style sheets directory. Then we can use them in our stylus file. First, we'll have to create a page that shows all of our contacts. We'll call it list.jade and put it in the views folder. The main content area of this page is a table of people in our address book. We'll add a headline to provide context, and here's a short paragraph that no one will ever read, explaining what they can do on this page. Our table of data has a column of checkboxes so that people can delete multiple lines at once. We'll need a delete button here at the top of the table, and while we're at it, we need a button to add new contacts. Let's keep using the Bootstrap buttons. Notice that I put a pipe character here on a blank line. There are actually two spaces. The pipe character in Jade means to continue on with the same tag, in this case the P tag. If that wasn't there, the two buttons would be squished side by side. Now we need a 4-column table. The first row is a header row with columns for action, name, nickname, and email address. To keep that first column small, we won't put the word action in the header row for the checkboxes. Now for table rows. We'll just use some dummy data until we start using a database later in the series. That should do it for this page. Now let's create a template for the add page. We'll call this one add.jade. Not very original, eh? This one is going to be pretty simple. We're going to use the grid system to create a column that fills up half the page. Then inside that column we need a form that submits the data using the HTTP post method to our view that we created in the last section. In this form we'll need a field for email address, full name, job/position, and nickname. Then we'll want an add user button. That's it for this page. Let's create another template for the edit page. We'll call it edit.jade. Now when we look at this, we'll notice that it has everything the add page has and more. The only real difference in the parts that are similar is the button that says update user. I firmly believe in dry, D-R-Y, which means don't repeat yourself. So let's go back to add.jade real quick and separate out the parts that are common. We'll grab everything inside the form field except the submit button. We'll put this in another file called editform.jade. Then we'll include it into the add.jade file. Now we can do the same in edit.jade. Here we'll add the editform.jade. Don't worry for now, the fields are blank. We'll fix that in the third video of this section. But wait, there's more. The edit form also includes another form for adding notes and a running list of the existing notes. It's not necessary, but I'm going to actually create a separate form for just this field. We'll add a label saying notes and a few dummy notes. Then we'll use the add note label, the text area, and then the add note button. Now we need to go back to our contacts route and change the .get method for the list to display the Jade template. This is easy, we just change res.send to res.render. Render takes two parameters. The first is the name of the template. In this case, the template is list.jade. We can leave the .jade off because Express knows that part. The second is an object of variables that we need to pass through. For now, just send in an empty object. We also need to create a route for add that renders the add template, and then we'll update the get method for /contact_ID to render the edit template. Let's also go to the home page for the site and add a button to our contacts page just to make testing easier. Make sure you started your server, and now we can test it in the browser. Visit http://localhost:3000 and click our button. Sure enough, there's our list. Each list item is clickable. If we click it, we can see the edit form. Let's go back now and we'll click the add button to see our add form. There we are, it all looks good. In this video, we created the Jade templates to show the HTML for our forms. Then we updated our routes to render the templates, then viewed them working in our browser. In the next video, we're going to discuss some bad habits to avoid when creating templates.